Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. My name is Kieran, aka AciaranB, and when we last left off, we were in the middle of a class trial. So let's keep on rolling. I want to see where this goes. The poison must have been poured into the protein can.
If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it
Well, I
becomes
managed to figure that
obvious
bit
how
out.
the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand
Her
her something
entire
there at
world
the
just
scene,
exploded
and she
in
was
front of
happy
them.
to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene? A protein drink.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
I can only,
What?
I can only imagine
That's
it was
all
Aoi
it
at this
took
point.
to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains.
Yes.
So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
Oh, really?
For real? Who was it?
Well, now I'm
Evidence
curious.
revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Ah, okay. The evidence that shows who switched them. It has to be... It must be what we found in front of the shelf. Footprints.
I got it!
So it wasn't actually Sakura
Footprints
who
left behind
did that
in front of
either.
the shelf.
Huh.
That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind.
How did they know that there was a bottle of poison in A for them to get? That seems off a little bit.
And
Am I
given
missing
how
something
clear
there?
the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
Hey, Aoi. How's it going, girl?
It was me.
Yeah. Yeah.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway,
Yeah.
I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
I mean, what is that diagram, man? You said you were perfect. Oh, that was actually Makoto's drawing, though. Do you remember? That was actually Makoto drew that.
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
This is going crazy.
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Sneakers, huh? The only people wearing sneakers here are... Makoto and Hina, I guess.
I got it!
Although it would have
Me
been funny
and
to say
Hina are
Leon.
the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Yep, well, you check the footprints. These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No. Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began.
That is true.
You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been
Something
focused
isn't
on
adding up
pinning the
here.
crime on someone else, haven't you?
Saying sneakers.
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well,
I can't
it's
believe how
just
quick it's coming
the
to
two
her.
of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right?
This is weird.
That's when you switched
Where
out
is
the
this
protein
going?
powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
This is going way too fast towards her, though.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind.
Why would she
Honeyed
admit
words
to it,
like
though?
friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves.
Uh-huh. You obviously
Just
don't
like
have very
how
good
this girl
parents, huh?
sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
How many times do you plan to say the exact
Don't
same thing
misunderstand
over
me.
and over again? Huh?
I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
The chair.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Yep.
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
Oh,
And if I do?
I'd be surprised.
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Well, then that would only leave two people
Are you sure about that?
who could be the killer.
Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it
Either
just doesn't
Kyoko
fit.
or Baka.
What doesn't fit?
And given the fact that Baka's the one pushing for the guilty on Hina, that means it's not looking good for our little Severus Snape lookalike now, does it? This is fun, man. I'm going for an hour. Let's go, Firewall. Go have fun. Eat something nice while you're there. What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too
Yeah, you take care of Firewall.
obvious.
Have a good
Too
one.
easy.
He's right. It makes
Yeah,
it look
exactly.
like you wanted
Hopefully.
people to suspect you.
Yeah.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was.
Why on earth is she,
What can
she
I do?
lying?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Is she
Hina.
lying?
Please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
You're looking kind of sweaty there, Baka.
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C, and got the poison.
Ah, well, there's
And
a
is
problem.
that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room.
Is she trying
But
to protect
I
someone?
accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that,
Protect Baka?
everything I did
Why?
got
Why?
found
That's
out.
what she's trying to protect
And-
Baka.
that's it.
That story you just told. First, you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true, why is there only one set of footprints? Isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being all pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Just once more, I think. How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case. Okay, so footprints in the powder is the correct one. M-Lab shelf, source of the powder. I'm guessing footprints in the powder.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
Okay.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
That's probably
And
where I should
that's
do
where
it,
I switched the powder.
I guess.
Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
Alright, well, where were the footprints and what direction were they facing? Yep. Alright,
First I went
well,
to
let's
Section
do the
C.
obvious
That's when
one.
I grabbed the and you spilled some of the yeah.
Okay, and then?
Should be here?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
No,
Okay,
that's
good.
wrong.
Grease.
You said you went to get the poison from Section C.
I'm just along for
And
the ride
that's
at
where
this
you
point.
spilled the
I
powder,
honestly
right?
have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
What?
Well, then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
Why should she leave footprints there at all?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left the footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple.
Why?
If you look
Why
at the
on
footprints,
earth?
your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Somebody else switched the
Oh,
poison
well,
earlier? But she knew?
see,
What the? What the hell? What's going on here?
Wait. What if? What if Sakura switched the poison? What if she realized that the protein powder was a weakness of hers that everybody knew? So they'd want to swap the poison with the protein powder. So she swapped them first on purpose, so that then And then she purposely left a poison bottle beside the protein, so that if somebody came in and decided to poison her, they'd see the protein and they see the poison next to it. They'd swap them. They'd need a third container, obviously. They haven't mentioned a third container yet, but that's the most obvious part, I think. They'd swap them around so that they would by accident not poison her and just give her protein. That would be interesting. And then it would make sense that Hina did poison her, because obviously Sakura would have told Hina what she'd done, and then asked her, you did swap the poison and the protein around, right? Like, yeah, and Hina would say, yeah, I did, yeah, it's fine, it's safe. And then, no. But at the same time, I'm really sussing Baka right now. He is being a sussy Baka. So, yeah.
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
Oh, really? You
New
couldn't have
evidence?
done this before, huh?
Impossible. There can't be.
He's
Are
really
you
sweating
sure?
now.
After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
Huh? I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
What would this be?
Just say it already. What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Uh-huh. A piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder.
Huh.
I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you
Glass
still
from
don't
the door,
realize?
but how
Well
does that
then.
work?
Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Sure, easy.
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
I can't believe Baka really did actually go for a kill. The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I broke something this same shade of blue. The rec room window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
It
A
is.
window?
How did it get into that bottle though?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
Exactly the question I have.
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
That bottle never left the lab. Where was the bottle? According to what Heaton told us, section A of the shelf.
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window
Why is
made
she
its way
lying?
into the bottle.
That's the thing that I don't get at
Everything
all.
Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
Just lower down the
And
volume a little
then,
bit.
once the room was opened, the
Open a
bottle
little high.
somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab.
There you go. better?
Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked?
Because it was on top of the glass.
We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But
I'm glad
before we
Kyoko's
do,
here because I'm
there's
up to see.
something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Yes.
It has to do with the protein can.
Yes.
After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Yeah, loaded
Not
with
at
a
all.
bullet.
Just answer to the best
Loaded
of
with
your
a
ability.
truth bullet.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Everybody knows something you don't know. Called how to be a human being. The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was open. Indeed. Make your argument. Sources of powder, empty protein drink. Empty protein drink, I guess?
When it comes to that protein can,
Yeah.
there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible.
He's really
It had to have
panicking
been
now.
in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
Huh. When the locked room was unlocked, in other words, when I broke the window. Yeah, it's the window that's
When
the
it comes
thing,
to that
but...
protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying
Locked room was unlocked.
someone planted it there after we
I definitely need to rob one of them.
No, that's impossible.
Locked room was unlocked.
It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
It was in there before... I don't understand
When
what
it
the game
comes
is
to
trying
that
to
protein
get
can,
at here.
There's not a doubt in my
I mean,
mind.
it's... Oh shit, didn't mean to...
Until the locked room was unlocked, it
I'm going to...
absolutely
Oh,
was
well,
not
never
in
mind.
there.
So you're saying
Source of the powder, no.
someone
Chem lab
planted it
shelf,
there
no.
after we
Empty
got the
protein drink,
door
no.
open?
I definitely do need
No,
to
that's
steal one of them.
impossible.
But which one?
It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
No, let's steal Kyoko's.
When
And
it
use that
comes
one.
to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was, it absolutely was not in there.
Locked room was
So you're
unlocked.
saying someone planted it there after we got the door
Maybe it
open?
doesn't matter.
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
No. What Kyoko said doesn't make any sense to you either, right? My inferences are never wrong. It's the glass. Why can't I
When it
just
comes to
point,
that
why can't I
protein
just
can,
throw some glass at
There's
him?
not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked,
It absolutely.
Okay, so let me take
Someone plant? No. It had to have been in there the whole. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
the rec room was unlocked. Yes.
when it comes to that protein can,
There's not a doubt
until the locked room was on, it absolutely
Oh, wait.
was not
No.
in there.
Incorrect.
So
That
you're
was a mistake.
saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was up.
Oh, it was just that.
No,
Okay,
it's
it
wrong.
was just that easy. Fair enough. Didn't realize.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Of course.
I've been wanting
It
to talk
came
about that
from
for
the
about 5
window
minutes
you
now.
broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
This proves
Wow, Baka's really losing it.
it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko,
Yes.
earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
Interesting.
if that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison?
If that's true, then wasn't Aoi's part in it that she put the poison back and she switched the two bottles? Not, it wasn't actually that she poisoned. I don't understand why she would, why she's lying for Baka then. That doesn't make any sense.
I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle,
Or
knowing
that.
exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Oh,
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other
interesting.
thing.
So it's suicide.
We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
Oh, we know this. Oh, we.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. It had to have been... Had to have been... either Hina or Sakura. No, it had to have been Sakura.
I got it!
Because
I think
Hina wouldn't have allowed it.
Sakura herself.
Huh?
Hina would have tried to talk her
was
out of it.
apparently murdered. Just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way.
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
Really? How do you know
You're
that?
lying. Stop lying.
I don't know that bit.
Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. I actually don't know. What evidence was that? Oh boy.
You're a liar. What are you saying? Wrong. You're wrong. I'm telling you, I did it. Stop talking. You're a liar. Wrong. You're wrong. Wrong. You're wrong. I hate you. You're a liar. What are you saying? Wrong. You're wrong. I'm telling you, I did it. Stop talking.
Oh.
You're a liar.
Well, let's just do this, huh?
You're wrong.
Alright, so
Do you
yellow
have any kind
yellow
of proof
powder.
Sakura took the poison?
Oh yes, yellow powder actually. Yeah, that does make sense.
Prove it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I knew that there was something I was forgetting about that. I was certain that Sakura went to that
Did you
cabinet.
know that Sakura's
I forgot
foot
why.
had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Well, I thought Baka said that it was sneakers. Wasn't that an entire thing? That seems weird.
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura.
Okay. Oh, and then
when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because...
she's actually trying to commit suicide, huh?
killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
Huh. The one that killed Sakura. Connection between Sakura and the poison. The unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. Well, I did notice that I could do this before, but huh.
Here's my answer.
Well, that is certainly
The
interesting.
one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
Wow.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
Interesting.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it.
Wow, that's a really interesting
But
way
when you
for the
really
game
think
to
about
mix
it,
things up, huh?
Everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because, of course, Baka created the locked room in secret, and Monokuma forced her into the locked room. Sakura wants us to create our locked room.
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I mean, thinking about it from her perspective, I guess she asked those three to go to the rec room in order for like peace talks. In there, Hiro smacked her across the head with a bottle, possibly knocking her unconscious for a little while. Then Taco woke. Then Taco went unconscious, and Sakura went to help her up, but then Taco then smacked her over the head with another bottle. Like, you can imagine that, like, she was going there to make amends with everybody. You can imagine how awful that would have felt. Like, that... I can perfectly imagine that wouldn't do very much physical damage, but emotional? Jeez, that's awful.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did.
Jeez.
She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina?
Well, now I understand.
You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door.
And I understand her motivation as well. When that happened, she realized that Sakura had killed herself, I think. And then But and that meant that if we figured out that she killed herself, then that would mean that there was no punishment, and she knew that the reason why Sakura had killed herself was because of those three, Hiro, Taka, and Baka. So she wanted to punish at least one of them by making sure that... Wow.
Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right?
Man, this
I was
one's just
too
sad.
shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it?
Yeah, that did strike me as
Once you
weird
were at
the
the
moment
chem
she
lab,
did that as
you
well.
headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
And the lack of a third container. The same.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
I got everyone. Ogre! Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed? I see.
while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
And this is a huge blow to his ego, huh?
No! No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
They're making a comic strip, huh? Alright. Well, yep. Let me see. So she locks herself in the locker. She sees Sakura enter and Candy. Oh, that just makes things even worse, doesn't it? She was being nice to him because he looked awful, and he repaid her with that. Oh, this is just sad, man. This is just sad. Do that. No, that's half. So is there a smashed bottle by any chance? Yep, there is this. So he runs away, she then... Wait, which one goes in which? Is that her entering or exiting? I think that's her... Yeah, I think these two actually need to swap. I think this is her going in, And then this is her coming out. That kind of makes sense to me. She's kind of sweating and stuff, like she's scared to come out. So she puts it back into the rack. Sakura gets up, scaring her. She then smashes... No, wait, hang on. Sorry. Puts it back into the rack. I'm actually getting ahead of myself. Goes here. Oh, it's upside down. Yes. So she then faints. Sakura's being nice. She panics and grabs Queen. Smashes it. Sakura then gets out. Gets up. Takes this. And drinks it. Then the door opens. Oh, he sees the poison. Knows what happened. Let me see here. Takes it, I guess. Oh wait, no, hang on. I think that one goes here. Meanwhile... Wait. Wait, oh, this goes here, and then this goes here, I guess. Okay, let's give that a try. Man, this one is just sad. Why'd Firewall have to go? Why'd everybody have to go? I need a hug. Just sad now. Man.
The killer is you!
And why is the music all happy and
This case
stuff?
began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece.
I like the
And that explains how
Roadrunner
Sakura was attacked
panel
twice
on the
with
bottom
same
left.
type of
That was pretty
weapon.
cool.
But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case.
I play video games to have fun.
Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh?
Well, we needed a blow to your ego at some point.
I mean,
You
It's called
still
character
haven't
development, ladies and
realized?
gentlemen.
We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
I thought it was going to be a little bit more literal than that, but okay. That flashing is really annoying, I have to say. Nay. I'm not particularly happy about it, I have to say.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote.
Where are the levers?
So, who
We
will
haven't
be
actually seen
chosen as
a
the
single lever
dragon?
this entire game, I don't
Will
think.
you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I'm glad that you don't actually have a choice in this matter, though. I mean, after going through the final thing, the final... I don't remember what it's called, but... After going through that final comic book thing...
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My
Okay.
entire existence.
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
That's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet why did you do it?
Don't be mean.
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is 'cause all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you? That was actually more Monokuma than her, but oh well. We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes. We're serious? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. No, I really don't feel like doing voices anymore. Such brutality has made me desperate, so instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note. Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault, after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't forgive this!
my closest friend got hurt. Sakura,
I...
because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you.
Hina.
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you'd pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
Hina, you came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
Favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to... Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shell. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. I'm not doing okay. I'm really not doing okay, guys. Something like this. Sakura,
Please!
let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses, just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. That just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. We killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
Hey!
it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant?
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words,
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
yes indeed.
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? Last Testament Sakura. What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true.
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What? Then... You lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit. I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut.
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey! Hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, geez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see
You
me.
see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel cornered? She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Baka, Tako, and Tiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But...
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember, we're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either.
Ooh-hoo.
Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go.
How strange.
But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other.
He's absolutely right about that.
Phew.
Ah, lovely Baka, you understand, don't you?
This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat
There's no
myself.
point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it. Yeah, this is just... He's being tsundere at this point. He's just being entirely tsundere. Like, he's given up on the game entirely, just like everybody else. He just wants to sound cool. I see through you, Baka. Maybe you're not such a Baka after all. Good job.
What's going on here?
Now I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear now.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Baka, does this mean... Don't misunderstand, I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism. If that's what you're thinking, that's exactly what I'm thinking. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Wherever Master goes, I go, and if the mastermind turns out to be a guide, maybe I can catch on fire.
Everyone,
Hey,
well, now can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning?
How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
what the heck?
Fun time?
Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to
It's the
punish
moment
you
you've all
guys?
been waiting for. Punishment time.
what?
Wait, but Sakura's technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens, no. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want.
You're really going to desecrate her body?
Didn't I tell you I'm very particular about the bear times one rule?
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest.
Hey, Firewall, welcome back. A special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Okay, well this is... Oh. Oh, interesting, okay. Oh, hey, don't apologize for doing work, Firewall. I'm just your source of entertainment. This I wasn't expecting, though. Oh boy. This is bad. Excavator Destroyer. Oh boy. No, I didn't expect that, to be honest. It just made me very, very sad. But I feel a little bit better now. That her death means something. Same about alter ego. Though. Jeez. You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk.
That really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at, and I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at.
Ugh. I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but it's so hard because so many people are against her and the only thing she wants to do is to talk. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts, dude. When I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you? That was my friend. How dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball?
Shut the hell up. He wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed him.
Is this what you call animism? Where soul dwells within all things? Even like laptops?
Like she genuinely wanted to sort all of out. Villain hero had to be dumbasses. That was the thing that really struck me about her suicide note. She was actually planning on killing herself before that episode with Jill and Hero. Like they were the last nail in the coffin, so to speak. But she wrote that note before that had happened. She was already planning on killing herself before that had happened. I guess at that point she was just going to say goodbye. I guess.
Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed him.
Actually...
Finally? No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data.
But like this, friends with a laptop. Yeah, if you really like that, it does sound pretty sad, doesn't it?
I knew exactly how it was all going to play out from the start.
What?
What are you thinking?
You knew, and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift. From me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed.
Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel 1,000,000,000 times better.
Very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower.
Your feeling for Alter Ego is just an illusion. They're not real. They're real to me. Yep. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends. They all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad. Like, just unreasonably upset.
Well...
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note. Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly.
One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing. Which is... The mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is...
Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Punch in the gut because Sakura never fully submitted to Monokuma once that thing's right. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today.
Or it can be first. Yeah. Well, you can't just sub the most important bit.
It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid! It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve!
Fine, but at least Sakura's note.
I can never let any of you greaseballs have it.
But...
Too bad.
Sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
what is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note.
And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it.
Huh, wow, what a stubborn loser, huh?
She won't lay down and die? She'll fight you?
Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know. And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard.
Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message? Her last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school? The mastermind did something to us? Yoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You.
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying to the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? What if we tried to leave the school and if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off? And the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo,
The class trial is over and Monokuma's gone.
but
So, now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Let's get out of here. But Keen must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. He's one to talk. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. You did lose. I just saved your ass. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then, I'll try. Huh? That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No.
I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball.
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball, 'cause you are, sleazeball.
I see.
Apparently you still have a death wish.
Ah.
Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends.
No.
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse give and take. Me.
I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so Sakura's class trial came to an end and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. On the back of your neck, cough cough Suicide Squad. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms and before long, night snuck up on us. Okay, and I'm going to put a cut in this video. Thank you very much for joining. Like, subscribe, comment, favorite, all that stuff. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.